yeah.
This is a COD exclusive. You understand?
Dear to folks about you.
J.O.B. just over broke. Man, it's y'all shit. A motherfucking joke. And these hospitals designed to kill you, bro.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to dive straight in right after this intro.
Don't be listening to these rappers. Don't be listening to these trappers. Don't be listening to these rappers. Rappers don't talk about shit no more. For the three. For the 6. 9 times around. I be God Ra. 369. Giving praise to the ancestors.
Now we rise.
Girl, you gon'
What you won't believe. Girl, you gon'
what you wanna do.
what you won't believe.
What you
Girl,
wanna
you been
do. You gon'
told some real lies. All you gotta realize you been told some real lies. COD. Girl, you been told some real lies. You gon' believe whatever it is you wanna believe. Girl, you been told some insane belief. Let's go. Hey. Girl, you been told some real lies. Girl, you been told some real lies. Girl, you gon' believe what you gon' believe. Girl, you gon' see what you gon' see. Girl, you don't know what you don't know. All you gotta realize, girl, you been told some real lies. Girl, you been told a whole lot of shit. You don't even know you a goddess. Some real lies.
Lies in the skies. Nigga out here say moving pies. Nigga, you know that's cap. You ain't gotta lie to a nigga. You know that's cap. You ain't walk around here pop trips. But you rap by the dough. I'ma rap about the real. About how these young niggas kill. Nigga, I ain't even your enemy. Chopper hit a nigga for my enemies. 100 round drawn for my enemies. Praying that the ancestors forgiving me. I don't give a fuck. And I never fucking will. They gon' have to take me, get my will. I'ma come out.
You've been told some real lies. Told you we was going to dive straight in. I showed you a little bitty clip video because I wanted y'all to get a gist of where I'm finna go with this shit today. All right. We finna talk real good about the Knights Templar, which is some Masonic shit. We're gonna talk about that cross and how they use that to build that, which is the whole that fucking G symbol that y'all see. You know, I'm telling you, man, we're gonna get off into a little bit of everything today. This might be a long one. So if you smoke, you should have smoked in the little thing beforehand, so you should have been ready for right now. If not, put this shit on pause, because this is the past. Put this shit on pause, right? You can come back in a few minutes after you go blow one, because this is going to be a good one. Like I said, we're gonna dive deep right off into it. So that picture of that lady that y'all seen, our ancestor, that lightened copy of that lady. She was a Pequot Indian. She was the last of the language speakers. Like she was the last one. The language of the Pequot Indians went extinct when she passed. When she left the realm, when she transcended the realm, the Pequot, the language left with her. Okay, so we're gonna pull up what a typical Pequot family looks like today. Even though this is falsehood, they're not Pequots. They're just descendants. Not so they're not actual Pequots. They're cut. They have some of the Pequot in them. As you know, it's hear me out. This you see those people? See those indigenous people? Huh? That is what a Pequot of today would look like. Okay, the Pequots of the 1600s, though. We gotta keep going back there. We got to go back there. 1600s. And the Knights Templar gave you this because we're going to talk about the Knights Templar too. We're going to get off into them. When the Knights Templar composed this, and it said, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." Now, that darkness that was upon the face of the deep is you, or I should say, nine ether carbon beings. Hmm? That, my good friends, is what that was. I'm gonna get plugged in before my laptop goes to telling me some crap about it's too low. So back to what I'm saying. The Pequot Indians in the 1600s. I showed you a map in the beginning. You should have been able to check that map out. That map was of the land that the Pequot Indians held. You thought this was just gonna be about uh, some rappers or something like that? You was wrong. We finna get off into the Pequot Indians. We finna get off into what happened to the Pequot Indians, right? Because of course you got to know about your heritage, your history, not the history that they gave you. You got to know about the real history, and this is what we're doing. We busting down their myths and lies and giving you facts. Okay, that's what we're doing. So what I told you about that young lady, our ancestor that you've seen, I told you that she was the last one to speak the Pequot language. I'm gonna tell you the etymology of Pequot. Pequot is an Algonquin word, not sure what that meant, whose meaning is disputed among language specialists. So they didn't know what the hell, that's why they arguing about the Pequots because they didn't know. A considerable scholarship on the Pequot claim that the name became from Pequot, meaning the destroyers or the men of the swamp. That's Frank Specs. That's his was a leading specialist of the Mohican, not the Mohican, they came before the Mohican Pequot language. In the early 12th century, hmm, wow, they got dates and shit and for shit that they didn't know anything about. These suckers, boy, they act like they've been around forever. Anyway, the early 12th century, and he believed that another term was more plausible, meaning that shallowness of a body of water given to the Pequot territory. Right? So the Pequot territory, they say, it was along the lines of some shallow land. I mean, shallow water. The land was, it was shallow water around the land, meaning it descended from, because we're talking about Massachusetts. That's a lake or, an ocean, right? So it descends out. That's all. Anyway, they always trying to make something seem like it ain't what it is, or it is, like it's more deep than what it is. Okay, let's get down to what I was talking about with her. And they even had a whole Bible. I showed y'all the Bible. They had a Bible for that. That was in the language, in the Indian language. To this, when I say this brainwashing went deep, it started with the Pequots. And when the Pequots didn't want to go for the bullshit, they went to war. We're gonna get off into that. Oh yeah, we're gonna get off into the Pequot War. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. But I want to get to the young lady's name. My daughter's dog, Amy's upstairs barking outside. She is getting on my. But I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna leave her be because I am building with you. Let's get. I'm trying to find where it was talking about the language. It skipped all the way down to the Pequot. See, I'm just saying. Oh, that's what I did. Language. Okay. You know, and that's what took me there. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, ma'am. I needed to tell your name. Her name is. The language went extinct in 1908 with the death of Fidelia Fielding. That is the picture of Fidelia Fielding. She was the last one to speak the language. She was the one they allowed to tell the story. Say it like that. Because they killed all the rest of them. You ain't got to believe me. They got stories of the Pequots on TikTok. I'm going to play one of those right now. Right now, so you'll know, so you'll have some kind of recollection of where I'm going. Okay? I need y'all to know where I'm headed. Because you've been told some real lies. Real talk, you've been told some real lies. Come on, shut up. It's always something. Y'all got some BS going. I ain't asked for that. Hunger game BS. Go. Come on. Shit. The Pequot massacre. And we're gonna go into some shit now. We got some shit for you. All right. I wasn't going to that. Let the brother tell it where I can get to that. He told the real one, the real story. Here it is.
Pequot people were burned alive in the middle of their sleep at night in 1637. Mass Bay Colony, Plymouth Colony, Providence Plantation, Mystic Seaport, all English colonies banded together to burn women and children while they slept in a village at night. They barricaded the exit. They did not allow anyone to leave. They wanted them to burn. They were proud that they burned. This country was proud to write. We could smell their burning, rotting flesh for over a mile away. It's written, folks. Please read it on your own. I am not making this up. Stephen King can't make this up. He was so proud, the town of Norwich, Connecticut, had a statue honoring this man up until roughly a decade ago. John Mason, the man who murdered over 700 people. When anyone, the few people who were able to survive that Holocaust, they were rounded up. They were sold as slaves. Before they were sold, they were marched all the way from Connecticut to Mass Bay Colony, present-day Boston. They were placed on trial. They were declared to be sold as slaves. But before they sent them on that slave ship, they had to humiliate them some more. And they read a declaration that those people shall not ever, once again, even utter the word Pequot. They will no longer be able to call themselves a Pequot. I am proud to say I'm a mashed duck Pequot. This is the history, folks. Because that particular day, that particular incident is when this country declared its second religious day of Thanksgiving.
All right. So that was just a quick little brief little history on that. All right. Now let me tell you where, the Massachusetts Pequots are another branch off. If you see the map and if you go back and look at the map, I might put the map up again for you to be able to see what I'm talking about. But this a whole nother part. But the beginning of the Pequots was the first part of Massachusetts. All of that first part, that port, all of that. You feel me? You have to see it. You have to look at the map yourself, but you'll get what I'm talking about. That first part, that's where the Pequots held. They held that down. That was their shit. So when the Mayflower landed, that's who they came in contact with. The original Pequots. Some of them, now I need you to understand this. Some of the Pequots helped and sided with the Mayflower, the Pilgrims. Some of them did not go for the shit at all, did not want them on the land, the whole nine, thus beginning a war. That's why you hear of the Pequot War. The Pequot War is what led to the killing of the Pequots that he talked of in 1637. So that Pequot War went from 10 years or so, from 1627, I want to say 1620 to 1637. They got tired of fighting. They could not fight. So they killed them in their sleep. Hmm? And let's talk about that Mayflower. I know you've seen the picture of the Mayflower up there I had up there. You've seen that, right? That's what they say the Mayflower looked like. The Mayflower had 102 people passenger, which within the first year, from 1620 to 1621 of them coming here, just about half of them died on the boat. And I got a whole point that I'm making. I got a whole point. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Just I'm building up to it. I'm taking you. I just want y'all to really understand your history, right? So we gonna go to this Pequot War. That's what we gonna do. All right. So the Pequots, the Pequot War. All right. Before the Pequot War, 1636 to 1637, which happened, it was going on long before that. They just didn't tell you of that. There were two different sides. It's always two different sides of all of this shit. You got some people that's with the, humans helping them out. And then you got some people that's like, man, fuck them. They ain't right. Hmm? Just like now. You got some that's helping their asses, that want their asses to be around and all of this jazz because they are who they are. I mean, hey, I'm not it ain't my thing to say who's here and who ain't. I mean, who can be here, who can't. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm trying to tell you it was always two sides to every always positive and negative to this shit. There's always something going on with this. Right? So and we always know that they make themselves seem like they've been here forever and they haven't. But let's get back to this. Right? 1636 to 1637, which we knew happened before, it was going on before this. I keep saying when they landed in 1620, there was an issue with some of their asses, thus some of them dying here on the land. It was a little war at the beginning. Some of the asses, it was 102 of them, and it only ended up being so many of them. So some of them died on the boat. 102, they say. 102. Come on. Okay, the Pequot War. Before 1636, 1637, Pequot territory was approximately 250 square miles in southeastern Connecticut. Today, this area includes the town of Groton, Lydiard, Stonington, North Stonington, and southern parts of Preston and Griswold. Okay, well, whatever. We know that's, like I said, that Massachusetts area. Okay. Some historic sources suggest that Pequot territory extended 4 to 5 miles east of the Powatuck River to an area called Weekapaug. Okay, Weekapaug, I guess is what it's called. In Charleston, Rhode Island, prior to the Pequot War. So that's what they're saying. They were before the Pequot War. After they sent them on the Trail of Tears and killed the rest of them. Ate them. Yeah, did I say it? I gave it away. Let's get on down to it. I done gave it away. Told y'all what I was going to be talking about, and I didn't mean to. Okay, so let's get down to it. Really. You must know that the motherfuckers on the Mayflower, with the Widow's Peak, that Eddie Murphy and all of them people try and expose in the movies, the guys with the Widow's Peaks. You must know something about the Widow's Peaks. That is a sign or a signature look of a cannibal vampire. Or I should say, what they are. I mean, we got to call it what it is, y'all. Um, I don't mean to scare anybody. This is not to pump any fear. This is merely just to let you know that you are amongst vampires. They're real. They're very real. Oh, yeah, they're very real. So, because some of them people on the Mayflower were eaten. It got us, I mean, we got to be, it was 100 people on the boat. And I can't, if you, the people who weren't with it, they knew somebody seen somebody do something and all of a sudden was like, no, we got to get rid of these people. Because that's not we're not that type of people to where we want to get rid of you automatically. We want to school you. That's our nature. We want you to know how to deal with us. Huh? That's how we handle shit. We are teachers. We've always been teachers as people. We are that love. You feel me? That's what we are. So clearly somebody seen something and said, hey man, there's nothing wrong. I seen Petey the other day. Petey had blood on his lips. So what? Blood on his lips. Yeah, like and some big fangs, like and I ain't seen I ain't seen my cousin lately. What you mean you ain't seen your cousin? Cuz went looking for some coconuts and berries and shit 3 hours ago and I ain't seen him. I ain't been able to tap in. We usually close, be able to, cause that's how we are. Mm. I'm just giving you a narrative, as they do. Mm. If they can create propaganda and a narrative, why can't we? I'm not saying what I'm giving you is propaganda. I'm giving you a narrative. They would call it propaganda. So okay, let's get back to it. Somebody seen one of them do something. He went and told the other ones, and thus the uprising and the war began. Then you had others over here like, oh man, you guys are crazy, man. Can't nobody do that, man. It's not going to stop, man. Stop fighting my friend. Shit like that. That's going on to the day. You would tell a motherfucker about another nigga, hey man, that motherfucker ain't shit, man. I seen that bitch just the other day doing this, did. And you actually seen this motherfucker do the shit. You go tell him, and then, yo, you didn't see my friend do that. Not my friend. Yeah, I seen your friend. Ain't gotta lie on these motherfuckers, y'all. I'm giving you the info. I don't have to lie on them. They lying themselves. I'm just telling you, showing you where they lie. Hmm? I told you it was 102 of them on the boat. That's what they did. We're gonna get back to the Pequots because you got to know it was a whole war. They warred like a motherfucker. Hmm? They warred like a motherfucker. We're gonna get back into the war. We're gonna talk about that. We're coming back. This is gonna be a long, deep one. I'm telling you. Telling you, just get ready. Get ready. Because I was just finna tell you, yeah. Damn, why it's got that bioengineering in there like that? I didn't do that. We coming back to that too, baby. Boy, I'll be doing a lot of I'll be down a lot of wormholes, y'all. Okay, I gotta focus again. Because I said we was gonna go to Wikipedia. gonna find out about the Mayflower, the Pilgrims. Right? Find out about the Pilgrims. So here we go. The Pilgrims. The Pilgrims, also known as the Pilgrim Fathers, fuck yeah, were the English settlers who traveled to America on the Mayflower and established the Plymouth colony in Plymouth, Massachusetts. John Smith had named this territory New Plymouth in 1620. Now you answer, here goes a question for you. If a people already inhabited that land and you just pulling up on a motherfucking boat, talking about, hey man, this is our shit now. Hmm? Y'all stay the fuck over there. We gonna take this part right here. That's some bold shit, right? You cutting me off from me getting my own food, telling me it's yours now. That's like Debo on the fucking bike. Hmm? He pulled up on that nigga. That nigga said, "Hey Debo, can I have my bike?" Debo said, slapped that nigga across the fucking yard. Then got in his face and said, "That's my bike, punk." And that's what the fuck these bitches on the Mayflower. Now, hold on, mind you, they saying that they had. I mean, I get it. Now, you've been told some real lies because I'm getting you to this. I'm getting you to this. It was 102 people, the Pequot Indians. The Pequot Indians. How big was the Pequot Nation in 1600s? The Pequots had estimated 2,200 people. You had 102 people pull up on a boat. Hold on, wait, now, wait. 102 people pull up on a fucking boat. Not even 102 of them, because 45 of their asses died on the boat or on the way. And they say that they buried them off on coal. They say they buried them off onto coal. They stopped along the way and declared some other shit their burial ground or some shit and called it Coal Hill or some shit. And that's where they left them. Okay, that's what and then historians went to Coal Hill, dug up a bunch of bullshit, and said these was him. That's bullshit. We know that because from 1620 to 1621 they were on the boat, right? Well, no, to six from the first, I want to say at least 6 months of that 1620 they were on the boat, and it was the cold months. It was during the winter. The motherfuckers that froze, and they ran out of food. So come on, think about this, people. They were in the middle of a winter on a boat. Hmm? In the middle of a winter on a boat on their way to Atlantis. Hmm? They gave them names. They called them the Pequot Indians. You hear? You've been told lies. Because here it is that I'm finna say right now. You got people running around to the day talking about their Pequot descendants. And that could be fact. That could be they could have a little piece of it. But the majority of the Pequots, they burned and killed in their sleep. They could smell the rotting flesh from miles away. Why would they say that? Why would they make that out? Why is that so important to know that little tidbit of information there? Because them motherfuckers was using your ass as barbecue. Man, look, you gotta understand. You gotta understand what you're dealing with. Hmm? It sounds crazy, I know. Calcium phosphate are the bones of humans and animals. Roadkill. That's flour. They add this stuff. It's powdered stuff it's a leavener that they add to flour called calcium phosphate. This is the bones of animals and people. Hmm? Ground up into a fine, fine, fine powder. They are liquidating other remains and using them. Well, that's the stuff that they're not using. Anything that they're not using, or yeah, the things that they don't use, they liquidate and they turn it into a liquid, a potable water, and they water. I'm just telling you what this is going on. Hmm? That's bioengineering that we're talking about. They got lots of bioengineering going on. Okay, so let's get back into this Mayflower and what happened to these lies that they keep telling you. They told you that 102 people pulled up on 2,200 people and said, "This is my shit." With muskets. Muskets, my nigga, muskets. Not no automatic shit. Muskets. These niggas got balls. For them to tell you a lie and you believe it, they got super big balls. Huge motherfucking balls. Balls the size of this fucking microphone. They got big balls. You understand? Because you sitting up listening to these lies. 2,200 people, 2,200 bodies, and you pull up less than 100, less than half of 100, because 45 of y'all gone, didn't make it through the first 6 months on the boat. Because y'all motherfuckers got hungry. You ran out of food and started eating your people. Tell the truth. Let the truth come out. Hmm? They've been eating you for a very long time, my people. This is not, as I said, to scare anyone. That is not my mission. That is not my mode. I am merely making you aware of the situation that you have here at your fucking feet. At the hill. Hell. And you want to get here to heaven. The heck. Okay. That's another little tidbit. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm throwing them out there. I'm just dropping jewels. Dropping them. Let's get to this, man. So the Pilgrims, it was 102 minus 45. That left what? Hmm? pulled up on 2200 muskets. Talking about this my land. This my shit. Back the fuck up. Back the fuck up. Now, I'm gonna tell you how that shit really went. They pulled up with their lame asses, looking like some puppies. Oh, please help us. Help us. Our good asses. Park your shit over there, man. Get off the boat. We gonna feed y'all. Y'all good, man. We got y'all. We gonna show y'all motherfuckers how to handle y'all shit, how to grow some shit in the grass. We gonna give y'all some of this shit over here. Y'all handle y'all shit over there. We gonna handle our shit over here. That's gonna be how it's gonna work. Period. That's how that shit happen. And these motherfuckers said, okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because they loved us. We were the gods and goddesses. We were here on Atlantis. Come on, man. Okay, so anyway, after that, we let them build. They built back up to the hundreds, a few hundreds. Because, the kids, this some years now. We're talking about from 1620 to 1637. That's 17 years. That's enough time for you to grow in number. Hmm? Your little kids is over there. They fucking, they doing what they doing. They having babies. They growing. Because we done showed them. We even got some of our own people mixing in with you because we done showed you. They done fell in love with they lame asses. Because hey, we're giving people, we're loving people. If we see any light of love in your ass, we fuck with you. That's how we see it. That's how it is. That's how we ended up in the fucking situation that we are in today. Being so motherfucking nice to every fucking body. These motherfuckers still got their knee on your neck. Hmm? Years after George Floyd. I thought they said this shit was gonna change the world. It ain't changed a fucking thing. Anyway, so right, right. So after all of that, they let them grow. Everything good. They kicking it. They mixing in with us, chilling everything. We done taught them some shit. So now all of a sudden, the ones that fucked with us, they died off. We stuck fucking with these fuck niggas who didn't really like us in the first place now. And these fuck niggas got it in their head that they want all the land. They don't want to share nothing. They want it all. It's gonna be they shit. Cause that's how they came anyway. Like I said, that's what they wanted. They came in peace, but they really meant war. Hmm? It's always the opposite with them. So, like I said, the high vibrational ones died off, as well as some of our chiefs and things. And as it go, it passed down. Some of the stuff that didn't translate, such and such, such and such. That's how shit happened. So some of the shit got tossed to the side. Oh, we ain't gonna do this no more. We're gonna do this now because we're all one big family, right? That's where that shit was coming from. So then they decided, okay, we're gonna all come together. But mind you, there was still some of us that was saying, "No, fuck, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not getting down like that." There was some of us that wasn't having the bullshit at all. Hmm? So, what we did in 1636, those of us who didn't want to deal with the shit started the war, trying to break away from their bullshit. because they were growing things. They brought their little bullshit cotton plant over here and started doing shit and tobacco and all of this other shit, planting shit on the land that didn't have no business. Like you see on the news, sometimes they'll say, "Oh, it's an invasive seed over here, or an invasive species of bee or something." That's what those were. Tobacco and fucking cotton are invasive species. They weren't from here. They weren't from originally from the Americas. Hmm? We know what we put here, and it wasn't cotton. We didn't need cotton. We get back to this, man, because I'm really done talking about the Pilgrims. We know enough about their ass to know that they were dirt. They even invented a whole damn holiday and called it Thanksgiving. We're gonna talk about that a little bit too, because this is what this is. This is what this is leading up to: the murking and killing of the Pequot Indians. And the reason they did it, the reason why they are trying to mislead you today, and the reason why they're trying to have all this shit going on, it's gonna be a long, 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 long conversation. But this is what we're gonna have to do, y'all. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a break in a minute, because this is probably gonna be like a 2 hour one here. I'm coming up on the first hour now. We're 42 minutes in. All right. We're 42 minutes in. It don't seem like we've been just chopping it up about the Pequot Indians and how the Mayflower came over here with their bullshit. Hmm? That's all we done done. That's all we done done. We still got a lot more to talk about. You feel me? Because the Pequot, I mean the fucking Mayflower, they came over with churches and the Knights Templar. And, boy, they just brought a whole bunch of bullshit over here from England and got it going. The war started because they got tired of killing each other over there. So they put all the killers on one boat and sent them over here, and they ate half their asses before they got here. And it was just 50 something of them, 56 or so, 57, I want to say. 56. There were 56 of them left. Hmm. Yeah, it was a bunch of them that got over here and was eating folks. And they started trying to mislead people with their little crosses and stuff from the stuff that we taught them. Because you know that first and foremost, that damn that symbol that with the G in it, that's two. Hold on, I'll be up there in just a minute, babe. All right. So that's just two crosses together forming a compass and a square, right? That's what they say it is, but it's really just two crosses together, and that's a their covenant of, or how each other see, or I should say the preacher, the theologians. That's how they, um, that's what they use to deceive you. But okay, so look, we're gonna take us a quick break. What I want y'all to do at this point, you know what I mean? I gotta go do the same thing. I can't blow in the house. So I'm gonna step outside and go blow one with my wife because that's what she calling so we can smoke this one. Y'all take a little break, man, and go reload. You know what I'm saying? I'll put an intermission in this thing where y'all can go reload. And then come on back, man. Keep listening, man, because it's gonna be a real. We barely scratched the surface, y'all. Like I'm just, man. This is a very, very deep download, and it's got a lot of facts and stuff in it. So please stick with me.